She deliberately blasted music at 3 a.m. saying, "If I'm awake, you're awake." I said, "Understood." Before I left for the hotel, I hid 3 alarms in the air vents set to go off at random intervals forever. She tore the house apart, trying to find the noise while I slept soundly. I, 26 male, have been living with my roommate, 24, for about 8 months now. Found her through one of those roommate matching apps. She seemed normal during the interview. Stable job, clean, said she was quiet. Cool. First few months were fine. We had our own schedules, our own lives. I work regular 9 to 5 in IT support. She works nights at a casino, usually gets home around 2 a.m. Not ideal schedules, but we made it work. Then she got fired. Not gonna get into the details, but apparently she got caught giving free drinks to her boyfriend and his friends. Casino didn't appreciate that. She's been unemployed for 3 weeks now, and that's when everything went sideways. Started small. She'd stay up all night because her sleep schedule was still messed up from working nights. Fine, whatever. But then she started getting loud. TV blasting at 1 a.m. Video calls with her friends at full volume at 2 a.m. Slamming cabinet doors at 3 a.m. while making snacks. I tried talking to her, politely. "Hey, I have work in the morning. Could you keep it down after midnight?" She rolled her eyes. "It's my apartment too. I can do what I want." "I'm not saying you can't. I'm just asking if you could be a little quieter at night. Get earplugs." Okay then. Bought earplugs. They helped a little. But last Tuesday, she took it to a whole new level. 3:17 a.m. I'm dead asleep. Suddenly my room is shaking with bass. Like pictures rattling on the wall kind of bass. She's blasting music in the living room. Some EDM garbage at full volume. I stumbled out of my room. She's sitting on the couch, scrolling through her phone, music absolutely destroying my eardrums. "What are you doing?" I had to yell over the music. She looked up, annoyed that I was interrupting her. Didn't turn the music down. "I'm listening to music. It's 3 in the morning. So, I have work in 4 hours. She finally turned it down, a little. Still way too loud for 3 a.m. "Look," she said, like she was explaining something to a child. "I can't sleep. My sleep schedule is messed up from work. If I'm awake, you're awake. That's just how it is." I stared at her. That's insane. You can't just... I pay rent here too. I have just as much right to this space as you do. If you don't like it, move out. We have a lease. Then I guess you're stuck with it. She turned the music back up. I stood there for a solid minute, just processing the sheer entitlement. Then I went back to my room, grabbed my laptop and my work bag, and left. Checked into a hotel at 4 a.m. A decent one, not fancy but clean. $89 for the night. Charged it to my credit card, saved the receipt. But before I left the apartment, I did something. Something I'd been thinking about while she was explaining her "if I'm awake, you're awake" philosophy. I have 3 of those tiny alarm clocks. The really annoying ones that beep super loud. Bought them in college when I kept sleeping through my phone alarm. They're small, about the size of a deck of cards, battery-powered, and loud as hell. I set each one to go off at different times. Random times, 6:47 a.m., 11:23 a.m., 2:15 p.m. Set them on repeat mode. Then, hid them in the air vents. Our apartment has these old-school metal vent covers. They screw off easy. I put one alarm deep in the vent in the living room, one in the vent in her bedroom, one in the hallway. Screwed the covers back on. Took me maybe 15 minutes total. Then I left for the hotel and got the best sleep I'd had in weeks. Update 1, 3 days later. Okay, so the alarm thing worked way better than I expected. I stayed at the hotel Tuesday night, slept like a baby. Went to work Wednesday morning, normal day. Didn't go back to the apartment, booked the hotel for another night. Wednesday afternoon, around 1 p.m. I get a text. WTF is that beeping noise? What beeping noise? There's a beeping sound coming from somewhere. It's driving me crazy. Weird. Maybe check the smoke detectors. It's not the smoke detectors. Sounds like an alarm or something. No idea. I'm at work. She didn't respond. Got another text at 2:30 p.m. Found it. It was in the living room vent. Did you put this here? Put what where? This alarm clock. In the vent. Why would I put an alarm clock in a vent? IDK, but it was beeping and I ripped the vent cover off and found it. Oh, weird. Maybe the previous tenant left it? It was set to go off at 2:15. Who does that? Yeah, that's strange. Glad you found it though. Left her on read after that, but here's the thing, she only found one. Thursday morning, 6:47 a.m. I'm at the hotel, awake and getting ready for work. My phone starts blowing up. Her another one. There's another alarm. Where are they? Did you do this? I waited until my lunch break to respond. Do what? Put alarms in the vents. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been staying at a hotel since Tuesday. Her why? Me because someone was blasting music at 3 a.m. and told me if I'm awake, you're awake. So I decided to find somewhere I could actually sleep. So you did put alarms in the vents? I didn't say that. I said, I'm staying at a hotel. I'm tearing this place apart looking for these things. Sounds exhausting, maybe try getting some sleep? I can't sleep with alarms going off. Huh, weird how that works. Blocked her number after that. Figured I'd given her enough of my time. Friday I decided to swing by the apartment during my lunch break. Needed to grab some more clothes anyway. I have a key obviously. Holy hell. Every single vent cover was off, just metal grates leaning against walls. She'd torn apart the living room, couch cushions everywhere, kitchen drawers open. She'd even pulled the refrigerator away from the wall for some reason, and there she was, standing in the hallway, looking like she hadn't slept in days. Which, fair, she probably hadn't. You, she said when she saw me, you did this. Did what? The alarms. I found two, but there's another one. I can hear it, but I can't find it. Have you tried calling maintenance? Maintenance can't find it either. They came yesterday and looked for an hour. I just shrugged. That sucks. Where is it? Where's what? The third alarm. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been at a hotel since Tuesday night, because someone made it impossible to sleep here. She looked like she wanted to throw something at me. This is harassment. Is it? Because I'm not the one who was blasting music at 3 a.m. and saying, if I'm awake, you're awake. That's different. How? I live here. So do I, or I did before you made it unlivable. I grabbed some clothes from my room, threw them in a bag. She followed me around the whole time, ranting about how I was ruining her life, how she was going to call the landlord, how this was illegal. You do that, I said on my way out. I've got receipts for 3 nights at a hotel because the apartment was uninhabitable due to excessive noise. Pretty sure the landlord will be interested in that. Slammed the door on my way out. Felt good. Update 2, 1 week later. Things escalated, obviously. So after my last update, she did exactly what she threatened. Called the landlord. Big mistake on her part. The landlord called me Saturday morning. Nice guy. Owns a few properties in the area. We'd always had a decent relationship. Hey, got a complaint from your roommate. Says you've been harassing her? Really? What kind of harassment? She says you hit alarm clocks in the apartment to keep her awake. Says she hasn't slept in days. Wants me to evict you. Interesting. Did she mention why I've been staying at a hotel for the past week? Pause. You've been at a hotel? Yep, since last Tuesday. Have the receipts. She was blasting music at 3 a.m., told me if I'm awake, you're awake when I asked her to turn it down, made the apartment unlivable. Longer pause. She didn't mention that. Figured she wouldn't. I've got text messages if you want proof. She admitted to the music thing in writing. Send them over. Did that immediately. Sent him the whole conversation, including her if I'm awake, you're awake text and her admission about the music. He called back an hour later. Okay, so this is a mess, but technically, she violated the lease first with the noise complaint. We have quiet hours listed, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. on weekdays. She broke that. Yep. That said, if you did hide alarms in the vents, that's creative, but probably not legal either. I didn't say I did that. I said I've been at a hotel because she made the apartment unlivable. He laughed. Actually laughed. Right. Well, here's what's gonna happen. I'm putting her on notice for the noise violation. If there are any more complaints, she's out. As for you, you're paid through the end of the lease, so you're good. What about the hotel costs? That's between you two. Might want to consider small claims court if she won't pay up. And if she keeps blaming me for the alarms. Not my problem. That's your roommate drama. Just don't burn the place down. Fair enough. Went back to the apartment Sunday to grab more stuff. She was gone. Probably at her boyfriend's place, hiding from the phantom alarm that she still hasn't found. Left the third alarm exactly where I put it. Battery life on those things is like 6 months. We'll see how long she lasts. But Monday is when things got really interesting. Got a call from building maintenance. The supervisor, "Hey man, your roommate has been calling us non-stop about some beeping noise. We've been out there 4 times. Can't find anything." Yeah, she mentioned that. Here's the thing though, we pulled the work orders. Over the past week, she's called us 11 times. That's excessive. We're gonna start charging a call-out fee if she keeps this up. How much? $75 per visit after the first 3. I did the math. She'd already racked up $600 in potential fees. Beautiful. You should probably tell her that. We did. She screamed at my guy, said we were incompetent, said she'd report us. Report you for what? No idea, but we're documenting everything. Just wanted to give you a heads up since you're on the lease too. Tuesday morning, she texted me from a different number. Must have gotten a friend's phone. "I know you did this." Did what? The alarms. I know it was you. Can't prove it. I don't need to prove it. Karma will get you. Karma? You mean like blasting music at 3 a.m. and then facing consequences? That kind of karma? I'm going to sue you. For what? I've been at a hotel for over a week. Whatever's happening in that apartment has nothing to do with me. You're a psycho. And you're unemployed and can't sleep. How's that working out for you? Block that number too. Wednesday, I get an email from the landlord. He's requiring both of us to attend a mediation session, some service he uses for tenant disputes. Says it's mandatory, per our lease. Fine by me. Scheduled it for next week. But here's the best part. Thursday afternoon, I'm at work. My phone rings. Unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answer. Is this the tenant at apartment address? Depends who's asking. This is the building management company. We've had a complaint from your roommate about noise issues. Okay. She's requesting we do a full inspection of the HVAC system. Says there's something in the vents causing noise. And that inspection costs $500. It's not covered under normal maintenance because she's claiming it's deliberate tampering. So we need authorization from both tenants on the lease to proceed. I smiled. No. I don't authorize a $500 inspection for phantom noises. She's welcome to pay for it herself if she wants. She says she can't afford it. Sounds like a her problem. She should have thought about that before blasting EDM at 3 a.m. Sir, I'm just trying to... I understand, and I'm telling you no. If she wants to pay $500 to have you guys confirm there's nothing wrong with the HVAC system, that's her choice, but I'm not paying for it. They called her right after, apparently. Because I got a text from yet another new number 20 minutes later. You piece of garbage. Who is this? You know who this is? New phone, who dis? I'm going to make your life hell. You already tried that. How'd it work out for you? No response. The mediation session is tomorrow. Cannot wait. Final update. 2 weeks later, mediation was a disaster. For her, showed up on time, conference room at the property management office, landlord was there, plus some mediator lady they'd hired. Professional type, neutral face, stack of papers. My roommate showed up 15 minutes late, looked terrible. Dark circles under her eyes, hair a mess, wearing sweatpants and a stained hoodie. Clearly hadn't been sleeping. Good. Mediator started with the basics. We're here to resolve the ongoing dispute between roommates regarding noise complaints and alleged harassment. Let's start with you. She nodded at my roommate. What's your primary concern? He put alarms in the apartment, in the vents. They go off at random times and I can't find them. I haven't slept in 2 weeks. Mediator looked at me. Is this true? I don't live in the apartment anymore. I've been staying at a hotel for 2 weeks because she was blasting music at 3 a.m. and told me, quote, if I'm awake, you're awake. That's taken out of context. Is it? I pulled out my phone, showed the mediator the text messages. Here's her admitting to the music. Here's her saying if I'm awake, you're awake. Here's the timestamp, 3:17 a.m. on a Tuesday night when I had work at 7 a.m. The mediator read through the messages. Her face stayed neutral, but I saw her eyebrows go up slightly. These messages show you admitted to playing loud music at 3 a.m., she said to my roommate. He was being dramatic. It wasn't that loud. Loud enough that he left and has been paying for a hotel for 2 weeks. The mediator looked at the landlord. What does the lease say about noise? Quiet hours are 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. on weekdays. She violated that. My roommate's face went red. What about what he did? The alarms. Can you prove he put alarms in the vents? The mediator asked. He admitted it. In texts. Actually, I said calmly, I never admitted to anything. I asked how karma was working out for her. That's not an admission. The mediator looked at me. Did you put alarms in the vents? I've been at a hotel for 2 weeks. Whatever's happening in that apartment has nothing to do with me anymore. That's not an answer. It's the only answer I'm giving. Landlord jumped in. Look, here's where we are. She violated the lease with the noise. That's documented. Whether or not he did something in retaliation we can't prove, but she's the one who started this. That's not fair. Life's not fair, I said. You wanted to play games at 3 a.m. You're dealing with the consequences. She literally started crying. Full breakdown. I just want to sleep. I can't sleep. Every time I start to drift off, there's a beeping. I've torn apart every room. Maintenance can't find it. I'm going insane. The mediator slid a box of tissues across the table. Have you considered moving out? I can't afford to break the lease. What about you? The mediator looked at me. Would you be willing to move out? Nope. I'm paid through the end of the lease. If anyone's leaving, it's her. I can't afford that. Should have thought about that before you got fired and started throwing all-night raves. Landlord cleared his throat. Here's what I can offer. She's already in violation of the lease due to the noise complaints. I'm willing to let her out of the lease without penalty if she's gone by the end of the month. That's 2 weeks. She stared at him. Are you serious? Dead serious. You violated the lease. I'm being generous even offering this. What about the deposit? You'll get your half of the deposit back minus any damages and unpaid fees. Speaking of which, maintenance has been out 14 times in 2 weeks. That's $25 in fees. Her jaw dropped. What? After the first 3 visits, it's $75 per call-out. You called 14 times total. That's 11 billable visits. $825. That's insane. That's what happens when you abuse the maintenance system. Those fees come out of your deposit. She looked like she was going to pass out. The security deposit was $600 each. She was already in the hole, $225. This is all his fault, she pointed at me. He should have to pay. For what? I asked. Hotel costs? Yeah, you're right. You owe me $1,046 for 2 weeks of hotel stays because you made the apartment unlivable. I'm not paying that. I pulled out a folder, handed copies to the mediator and landlord. Receipts for every night, all dated, all because of documented noise violations. The mediator looked through them. These are legitimate expenses incurred due to uninhabitable living conditions caused by the other tenant's lease violations. You would have a strong case in small claims court. My roommate's face went from red to white. You're suing me? If you don't pay, yeah, plus the $825 maintenance fees you owe the landlord, you're in for about $2,000 total. She stood up, started pacing. This is ridiculous. This is all because you're a whiny baby who can't handle a little music. At 3 a.m. on a work night, after you literally said, if I'm awake, you're awake. I was joking. Weird joke, I didn't laugh. The mediator cut in. Here's my recommendation. You, she pointed at my roommate, accept the offer to break the lease without penalty. You move out by the end of the month. You pay the $825 in maintenance fees, and you pay his hotel costs. All of that, and he agrees not to pursue further action. I don't have that kind of money. Then set up a payment plan, but that's my recommendation. Otherwise, this goes to small claims court. You'll likely lose, and you'll owe even more in court fees. My roommate looked at me, pure hatred in her eyes. Fine, I'll move out, but I'm not paying you a dime. Cool, see you in court then. She stormed out, slammed the door so hard the mediator jumped. Landlord sighed. Well, that went about as well as expected. So she's out end of month? If she doesn't move out voluntarily, I'll start eviction proceedings. The noise violations are enough. And the hotel costs? Small claims court, you've got all the documentation. Filed the paperwork that afternoon. Small claims court for $1,446 plus the filing fees. Court date set for next month. She moved out last weekend. Didn't say goodbye. Left her room a mess. Holes in the wall, stains on the carpet. Landlord's keeping her deposit and billing her for damages. I moved back into the apartment yesterday. First thing I did, retrieved the 3rd alarm from the hallway vent. Battery was still going strong. Put it on my desk as a souvenir. Courts in 3 weeks. My lawyer friend says it's a slam dunk. She violated the lease. I have documented proof of expenses. She admitted to the noise in writing. I'll probably get a judgment for the full amount plus court costs. Whether she actually pays is another question, but at least I'll have the judgment on record. Might garnish her wages if she ever gets another job. As for the apartment, it's peaceful, quiet. I can actually sleep. Learned a valuable lesson though. Never room with someone who works nights. And definitely never room with someone who thinks their insomnia is your problem. The alarm thing? Yeah, I did it. Was it petty? Absolutely. Was it justified? She blasted EDM at 3 a.m. and literally told me I couldn't sleep if she couldn't sleep. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Someone in the comments asked if I felt bad. Honestly, no. She had every opportunity to be a decent roommate. She chose entitlement and chaos instead. She made her bed. Or in this case, she made it impossible to sleep in any bed in that apartment. So yeah, she's gone, I'm sleeping great. And she's got a court date for $1,246, plus another $825 to the landlord, plus whatever the damage fees end up being. Meanwhile, I'm watching TV at a reasonable volume and sleeping through the night in my own apartment. Feels like justice to me. Edit. A few people are asking about the alarms. They're those cheap battery-powered travel alarm clocks. About $8 each on Amazon. Best $24 I ever spent. Edit 2. Yes, I know technically putting alarms in vents is probably vandalism or something, but she literally made the apartment unlivable first. I documented everything. Judge will see who the real problem was. Edit 3. Court update will come after the hearing next month. Expecting her to either not show up or show up and lie. Either way, I've got receipts. And that, folks, is how you handle a nightmare roommate. Not with drama or arguments, with documentation, legal leverage, and a $24 investment in petty revenge that cost her everything. She wanted to play games. I just played them better.